Hi, I'm Peter Ayres from Bike HQ. This is the first of our 2015 mountain bike reviews. What we've got here is the 2015 Giant Rain 2. So the 2015 Giant Rain 2 is a completely revamped model compared to what they've had up until now. The first obvious difference on this model is that it's got 27.5 inch wheels, 650B, which is a very positive move forward. People are now obviously appreciating the value in the 650B wheel over a 26. It obviously rolls better but still has the acceleration benefits and things of a smaller wheel. They've also gone to a longer travel on this year's model. It is 10mm longer, it's 160 on the front and rear, which certainly makes the bike just slightly more of a downhill bike than what previous Rains have been. They've got a slightly slacker head tube angle on this model. It's 65 degrees compared to 67.5 on previous models, so it's just more heading towards more of a downhill orientated bike. And they've also widened the bars up just to give you that stability too. So again, they really are aiming this bike at more the person who's going to be using it for primarily riding down, but you can obviously ride it back up. Okay, I'll just go over the components of the bike and just the main features of it. The suspension Giant, I've chosen to go with the Monarch rear shock, which is a very good shock. It's obviously got the different locket, suspension adjustments here, which is very handy on the back. And on the front they've got a RockShox pipe, which is definitely a better fork than what they've historically had. As the RockShox pipes are a very good fork. Components, we've got Deore shifters and brakes. They've gone with a 200mm rotor on the front, 180 on the back, which certainly gives you very good stopping power. What we've got on the derailleur side of things, we've got a Shimano SLX on the back, which shifts very well. Probably a bike that's obviously more targeted at riding down. You won't be shifting as much as you would be on a lot of bikes, so that's certainly a very good option. And a Deore shifter on the front, which seems to work pretty well from what we've found. On the suspension side of things, following in the footsteps of the Trance last year, they have got a chain tensioner on the back, which is down here, that works very well. They've got the guide on the front as well, and they've also got a bash guard, which is pretty handy obviously when you're riding over rocks and things, just to protect that top chain ring. So all in all, it's not a super high spec bike, but it's probably spec'd where it needs to be for the type of riding that someone's going to be using it for. They've obviously got a dropper seat post, which is an absolute must on this type of bike. Again, following what they did with the Trance last year, they've routed the cabling inside the frame, which is obviously keeps it out of the way. It doesn't scratch your tubes, just it doesn't get in the way at all. It's brilliant. And that really is the main features and specs of the bike. So in summing up, we rode this bike on a range of tracks, from cross country right through to true downhill tracks, and we were pretty happy with how it performed on all tracks. It's obviously aimed more at the trail downhill type track the rider. So if you're in the market for a bike that's going to be more of a trail downhill bike, but you can turn around at the bottom and ride back up, the Rain is a brilliant option. We were very satisfied with how it performed. On the cross-country tracks, it's obviously not a true cross-country bike, so it won't corner and accelerate as fast as a cross-country bike, but look, it's certainly a good option if you do a bit of cross-country riding but primarily ride downhill tracks. Rain will be fine. So overall we were very impressed with it, and would fully recommend this bike to anyone looking for that type of bike.